Hi guys, this is Christian from Wingsurfer.nl. Today I'm reviewing the Access Foils Art version 2, the 999, the 939 and the 879 for wing foiling, pronefoiling and when using the FoilDrive. First jump into the Access Foils Art 999 version 2. Progressing in wing foiling and you like to step down from your 1300 or larger foil, but you started to doing jibes and you want something a bit faster, actually easier to manage the jibes, I really suggest to try this 999. This one is magic. It has a surface area of only 1026, so it might feel like a big step down, but this is really the one you need to try. As the art version 2 has been out now for about 3 months, it's time to give you a full review about these 3 front wings. Also, I like to compare them a bit with the Spitfire, the Art Pro and of course the Art version 1. The 999 is currently the largest in size. For me, the low end is great. It gets me going in the lightest of winds. The sweet spot for me would be between 10-20 knots in range of use. If you compare this to the version 1, it felt like that has a bit of a larger range. When the wind picks up and I'm going quicker or the waves gets quicker, I feel like I like to move down to a smaller foil. But this could also be because I'm more experienced, because I have 3 more years of wing foil experience since the V1 came out. So that might be something to do with it as well. But still, when the wind picks up, I like to move down to one of the smaller sizes. But the version 2, compared to the Art version 1, it has some really big advantages. For one, what you heard a lot on the version 1 which was pitch stability. It has increased, it became much better on the version 1, especially on the 999. It's a much easier foil. Also, on the V1, if you breached, you would fall down pretty easily. If this one gets out halfway out of the water, it will still go. So it's much easier on the pitch stability. Also, and breaching. Also, the version 2 turns a lot better than the version 1. With the version 1, I sometimes only did a lot of glide, like swell riding in the back, and it didn't turn as much because I just felt like, okay, let's cruise along with the swell. And then when the Spitfire came along, I started to do radical turns again. But with the Art version 2, I noticed it turns on a dime as well. It turns really, really, really well. But it also has a lot more glide than the Spitfire range. So this one, the Art version 2, it's a very easy foil, and on the wave it just turns much better. And because it has a lot more glide than, for example, the Spitfire, if you look at the conditions I'm getting here on the North Sea, it's a sea with short periods between the waves. It's choppy. The 999 is very easy to control, and also you're like on the swell, it becomes a wave that breaks. You can ride it, and then when the wave goes to the next sandbar, it drops a bit off. With the Spitfire, you need to pump a lot to get along. With the Art version 2, it's much easier. You just do easy pumps and it just glides along. So it excels a lot in those kind of conditions. If you get really quick periods of time of really large periods of time in your swell, and there's no chop and it's all glossy, the Art version 2 has an aspect ratio of 1:10. Then you might even consider the Art Pro, which has a larger wingspan. So those can handle more speed in the same size range, and they are just faster than the Art version 2. But you don't need to be a pro to handle the Art Pro. but you do need to have a little bit more experience on the smaller sizes of those to handle the pitch control. I find the Art version 2 much easier. As mentioned, this is the front wing, the foil. Every beginner wing foiler that's progressing, so that started to doing jibes and tags and sorts, should consider. It's just a really easy foil, and I've had people that are just been wing foiling for like half a year. They tried this foil and they were sold. It's very easy, gets up really quickly, so that's what you want. And because it's not as fat, it's really easy when you step not exactly at the spot where you need to be, so it doesn't like pushes you out of the water all of a sudden. So try this one. I've also tried this foil with the FoilDrive. It gets me up and going really quickly. So it's great to just do actually downwinders with the FoilDrive with this one. And also on small waves, now not small, up to head high, this is the foil I'll be using. With pronefoiling, the 999 is actually also perfect for a lot of people, depending on your weight. So like if you're like 80 kilos or something, the 999 is great, because when you're going along with the wave, you can control that it doesn't get up out of the water too quickly. So you can keep it down, and the moment you want to pop it up, you can do it. And then the magic starts, because the 999 is great to connect waves with. It pumps really easy, it pumps fast, and it's really easy to connect different waves by pumping towards the back, catch another one, and go out again. Ride it, back again, ride it, etc, etc. Of course, you have to learn that, but the 999 is the one to do it with. If you're already very advanced and your waves are much more powerful, then you have to look at the Spitfire range, of course. Then it's really like you're surfing with a foil, because there you can do really snappy turns, and the Art version 2 is a bit less snappy, but still it can turn really well. It will surprise you. It did surprise me as well. Moving down in size, the 939. That one has a service area of 900, and this one suits my needs much better. The use of range with my weight, 82, 83 kilos, is much wider. So I can still get out of the water really quick. Of course, a little bit less fast than the 999, but it's a small difference. And when I get out, this one goes much faster already. Because it's going faster, I can jump higher with it. And also the re-entry in the water with this one, it's flawless. You can almost not feel it. It's perfect. So just keeps on going afterwards. It's a really smooth feel when you hit the water. It's really interesting. Also, when riding small waves, I don't have to, like when I just cruising along a swell, I almost don't have to pump this one. It just gets me going for my weight. It's perfect for that. If you compare it to the Spitfire 780, for example, the foil before the Art came out, I used the most. The 939 gets me going quicker, and because of that, I can say the use of range is much bigger on this one than with Spitfire. The Spitfire has the snappier turn. I like the more powerful waves, but when the waves are crumbling or you're not going into the steep part and it's all a bit more swell in between, the 939 is really nice. Moving down to the 879. The 879 has a service area of 790. And for me, this is really where the magic happens. The 790 is really quick, and still it gets me going on the foil pretty easily. Of course, I need more wind than with the bigger models, or more power, how you want to look at it. It just needs a bit more speed. Also, if you compare to a Spitfire 840, the 879 actually still gets me going on the foil more quick. But because it's so fast, I really like this one for really big jumps. And also when the swell is fast, this is the one I take. Still, when the swell is slow, I can still get along with this one, but it needs a bit more work. You need to do a lot of pumps in between, while with the larger ones you have to do much less. So for most people this is not a foil to start with. So if you are above 70 kilos or so, you have to get one of the bigger ones. But the 879, if you are not a beginner anymore, you're intermediate, advanced, at least it's windy enough, you do want 879. This one is so much fun. I already mentioned on the 939 when jumping, the re-entry feels really smooth now. On the 879, this is even more smooth. You almost don't feel you go into the water again with this foil, and it just pops up again and you're going. Conclusion. The Art version 2, as mentioned, has enormous glide. It's very easy to connect waves with it. It's an easy foil anyway, so beginner foilers, watch out, this might be your next foil. And also because of the system of axis, it's been refined over the years, but the same system all together. It's very stiff. It's the connection between the mast, the fuselage, the front wing, it's all very solid, and that's very important for your foil as well, if not more important. Also, for the more experienced foilers out there, you can jump with these, all of them. It's been reinforced with high modulus, so jumping, it's not a problem. If you like to start wing foiling on the sea, the Art Pro, it's a very easy foil to do that. It comes along with most swells, especially swells on the North Sea we have, small ones in general. And if it gets bigger for the more experienced people, you could just go down in size. So that's about it, what I have to say. Next review, it's going to be about the Fireball. It's a different front wing, a newer one, so it's going to need some time to come out, but will be interesting as well. But for most conditions, when wing foiling, proning, I suggest to try the Art version 2. It's perfect.